What's up guys, this is Solar Flare YGO, and today I'm bringing you my Appliancer Tri-Brigade deck profile for the November 2020 format. I'm really proud of this deck. I spent a long time working on the combo theory, I've been doing research, but it turns out this isn't a very common variant of the deck. I won't say no one's ever thought of this variant ever, but I haven't seen any deck lists, deck profiles, combo guides, or anything for this kind of deck. So I thought I'd show it off here today, explain the basic concept and how the cards interact with each other, and hopefully you all walk out with a new understanding about how appliancers can work. So this variant uses the Lyrilusks and Tri-Brigades to help you make pretty decent end boards using Beast, Winged Beasts, and Beast Warriors. The appliancers aren't locked into link summons, so you can use them for XZ summons. I'll show you guys how that works with this deck profile. So first, with the basics, I'm running the triple Appliancer Socket Troll. This is pretty standard for every Appliancer build. It's your main go-to card. If you special summon an Appliancer Socket Troll while you control Socket Troll, it special summons a Socket Troll from your deck, which sounds very specific, but the other Appliancer monster we run copies the name of Socket Troll, so that's not a problem at all. So it's our main way of swarming. It's really good. It's a level 1 dark machine with less than 500 attack, so it's a machine duplication target, and just overall it's a really good card, especially when paired with triple Copy Blockle. So this is your other swarming card. It special summons itself if you control an Appliancer monster not named Copy Blockle, and then it takes its name. So you can special summon this while you control a Socket Troll, and it'll take the name of Socket Troll, so it counts towards the effect of Socket Troll to special summon. And then while it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to special summon a monster with the same name as an Appliancer you've special summoned that turn. But you can't use that in the same turn you've sent it to the graveyard, so that's more of a recovery play, which this deck can do fairly well. Not much to say about this, it's just your main key swarmer. This is a rank 1 deck, and I just think the Appliancers and level 1 machines in general are probably the best shell for Lyrilusks, which is kind of what this deck is, in a nutshell, is it's Lyrilusk Turbo. But Dark Machines do rank 1 spam better than Lyrilusks themselves, I think. So Lyrilusks are basically using the Appliancers as a crutch, which I think makes this more of an Appliancer deck than a Lyrilusk deck. We're running triple Warbler, so Warbler is just a level 1 extender. There are some niche combos if you have more of a Tri-Brigade engine, where you can bring back your Cobalt Sparrow from the grave and search that way, but I'm not running Tri-Brigade Fractal at all. It's a little too expensive. This is more of a budget build. I won't call it completely budget, but this is more of a budget build than it probably could be. Luckily, most of the Tri-Brigade engine is fairly cheap. The only expensive card I'm running in here is Baron Blossom, who is about $3 last checking, which isn't very pricey, but I know $3 is some people's cap on spending money. Turquoise Warbler is just an extender. It's good at what it does. In niche situations, you can special summon more monsters with it. If you draw multiple Turquoise Warblers, you can special summon 2 of them with the effect of Turquoise Warbler, which is really nice. And it also works with the rest of our Lyrilusk engine, which is 1 Sapphire Swallow. This is not a primarily Winged Beast deck, so she's kind of bricky. But you run her at 1 because she's searchable and you need her for the combo. And then I'm running the 1 Cobalt Sparrow. There's some niche application with her. If you don't want to run her, you can actually cut her and it's perfectly fine. But when she's special summoned, she searches, so it's just a little extra search power. You can search her in the combo pretty fine. Just thought she'd be cute to throw in at 1. If you're playing a more pure Lyrilusk Tri-Brigade engine, you still run her at 1, but you can send her to the grave with Fractal, and then special summon the Turquoise Warbler and her, and when she's special summoned, she'll search. Right? Let me check. If this card is special summoned, yeah. Turquoise Warbler has the requirement that you have to special summon it from the hand for its effect, but luckily that's not on Cobalt Sparrow. So if you summon this from the grave, you can get a search, which makes her pretty solid. Not really in this variant though, so I'll keep her at 1, but just like so you guys know how the card functions. I'm running the 1 Tri-Brigade Nerval. This is the main reason the deck functions in the first place. If Nerval was not a level 1 winged beast, this deck would fall apart. There's absolutely no reason to play Appliancers Tri-Brigades at that point. But because he's level 1, it creates this huge synergy between the Appliancers and the Tri-Brigades, allowing you to do some wacky link plays. So that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice to have. The 1 Tri-Brigade Cuirass, you only run him because he's the only Tri-Brigade really worth playing besides Nerval. I know Fractal's good, but at the same time, Cuirass has the special summon condition, so you want to run him over Fractal, especially in this build. I'm running the Tri-Brigade engine because they can Miracle Fusion link monsters out, as long as they're Beast, Wing Beast, or Beast Warrior, by matching their link rating and banishing those cards from the grave. The Appliancers and your Machine engine don't do, they aren't the materials you can banish, so occasionally it can bite you in the ass, but most of the time in this build you do set up the graveyard pretty decently in your combos, so you won't have to worry about that. Both Cuirass and Nerval have that effect, so you should be able to set up some pretty nasty boards with that effect alone. But you also have some link summons as well, so you can end on a couple cheeky additions to your board, which will be quite nice. That's it for our Tri-Brigade Lyrilusk engine. I'm running triple Hackworm. This might be a little controversial. This card's not very popular. I don't see any deck lists with it, but it's a level 1 Dark Machine with less than 500 attack. You can machine dupe it, and it special summons itself if your opponent controls no monsters. So it's kind of bad going second because you can't special summon it if your opponent has a monster on field. But because it's so good going first and it's a machine dupe target, it's actually worth playing anyway. It's not a big deal that its effect doesn't activate when your opponent controls a monster. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to focus on the fact that it's a level 1 Dark Machine that special summons itself. Great extender. Pairs well with our Spell Trap lineup as well. Next I'm playing the 1 Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. This is for your Samorg, not Lord of the Storm, Bird of Sovereignty. You can special summon this off the bird, and it'll lock your opponent out of special summoning anything but wind monsters. Almost said winged beasts. And it's really nice because you can actually remove this from the field yourself during the end phase or your standby phase. So you don't have to play around the barrier statue. You just throw it up during your opponent's turn and then you get rid of it at the end. So you can keep playing. For hand traps, I'm running 3 Ash, the best hand trap in the game, at least right now, and in my opinion. It beats rogue decks all the time, and it has a decent matchup against what's meta right now. Well, I say that, but it's crazy. Virtual World's topping, Zodiac's topping, Prank Kids can chain block Ash at certain points, so it gets a little murky with what's good right now. But against Rockets, Ash is pretty okay, and against Infernoble Knights, this is still pretty solid. So you run her, and I'm running triple Effect Veiler, which some of you might be surprised by, because I usually run only the 2 Veiler, but in this build I'm actually running more hand traps, because I feel its deck's pretty consistent, so I don't feel the need to cut down. Veiler's also searchable with Where Art Thou, so there's some cool, cute interactions you can do. I'm also running 2 DD Crow. This is searchable in the combo. You will always end your combo with 1 DD Crow in hand, a la Spiral. So this is my preferred lineup. I'm running 8 hand traps in total, which I think is not optimal. You could probably run more. I would recommend Imperm as well, maybe even comboing it with Veiler, or if you only want to run the 8 hand traps, you could cut the Veiler out for Imperm, but we're broke in this house, so Veiler is queen. So that's it for the monster lineup. Moving on to the spells, I'm running the triple Electrolyrical World and the 1 Terraforming. So Electrolyrical World is an amazing field spell. It's absolutely incredible. There's one effect that isn't really relevant where you can shift an appliance or monster on the field, like change its zones, but ignoring that and just going off of the first two effects, it's so good. It adds an appliancer to your hand on activation, and then if you link summon an appliancer monster, while this is on the field, you add an appliancer from grave to hand, which recurring your appliancers is really good because you don't usually use both of the summoning mechanics on Socket Troll or Copy Bockle, depending on your hand. So if you can recycle the appliancer, you can then special summon it after, leading to extra bodies on board. It's as if you had 4 bodies on board for an XZ summon, as opposed to the 3 that you'd get from the normal combo. It's very good. Recycling is nice, the search is nice. Definitely a 4 of with terraforming. Next I'm running triple machine dupe. Machine duplication is just really good. It works well in this deck because it helps you swarm the field to get your combo. All you need is 4 level 1s, which sounds like a lot, but you can do that with 2 cards, 3 cards, pretty generic hands. You don't need specific combos. And Machine Dupe helps you get there. It just spits out 2 bodies for free. So you only need this, an extender, plus Dark Machine, which sounds like a lot, but 3 card combos aren't that bad in my opinion. Virtual World, for example, they do 2 to 3 card combos. And I'm not going to say this deck is as good as Virtual World. I think True King Pass is stronger than what I make. I'm pretty confident that this can still put up a fight despite that, and Machine Dupe really helps with that. Making 2 copies of any monster you have on field is really good. You can also use this with Copy Bockle by linking it away and then bringing it back. Because if you do that, its name will go back to being Copy Bockle, and then you can summon 2 Copy Bockle from deck mid combo. It's really good. Next I'm running the triple Jack in the Hand. People don't like running this, but with my monster lineup, I actually think it's really good. Hackworm will do nothing for your opponent if they take it, so it's a worthless extender, so they're not going to take that. Copy Bockle and Socket Troll, no matter what they take out of that, you win, because if you get one of those, you're 1 step closer to full combo. So this plus the field spells full combo. This is just free and easy searching. There's no reason to cut this ever. Card economy wise, this is technically a neg, but your opponent gets a card they can't do anything with. Are they going to normal summon Hackworm? No, they're not. They're going to leave it in hand, they're going to discard it, and that's all they're going to do with it. Well, you get one of your key playmakers, so it's like a huge boon for you. I definitely think you should always run this at 3 in every appliancer build, not just this one. Next I'm running triple Were Arthel. This is just, again, generic searching. Really powerful. You can search your hand traps with this too. I wouldn't search them with Jack in the Hands because your opponent can just take them, but with Where Art Thou you definitely can. You can also special summon Hackworm and then activate this to add a monster to your hand without normal summoning, which makes Hackworm a little more versatile and makes the search a little stronger. So just really good search power with level 1s right now, so that's why I think this deck's consistency is definitely better. Speaking of consistency, we're running the 1-1-for-1. This is just a free special summon. That's it. Another one called by the grave. We're not hand trap resistant, but we're not dead to one hand trap. So if you can hit one of the major hand traps, you should be able to do full combo fine. In my experience, people don't really know what to hit, but even if they do know what to hit, you can kind of play through it depending on your hand. Worst case, you won't get DD Crow in your hand, or you won't have one of the pieces to your end board, but you can still come out relatively unscathed. I do run the one called by the grave, but if I wasn't broke, I'd probably run triple Tactics Talent instead to draw cards. I feel like drawing in this deck is much stronger, but we make do with what we have. That's it for the spell lineup, and we're not running any traps because I don't have Imperm. Moving on to the extra deck, I'm running double Appliancer Kappa Scale. This is the best Appliancer Link monster, only because you contribute it to special summon Appliancer level 4 or lower from your grave. So you can special summon Socket Troll after you use it as link material, so it triggers the field spell without really needing to invest in a link play. You just link summon this and then tribute it, and then you don't have the link monster on the field anymore, and you have the special summon from Socket Troll ready. So easy way to trigger the field spell and get your plays going. This is mandatory for the combo, but other than that, it's just cute. Next, for the Tri-Brigades, I'm running the one Barren Blossom. She just special summons from hand, and then she can cycle. Just a really good card. Really, really good. Next, I'm running one Rugal the Silver Sheller. This is just for Tri-Brigade Karass in the combo. You need a link 3 to link away, so I'm running Rugal. There's not really any other reason to run Rugal. In a more pure build, I believe there's some plays you can do with it, but in this build specifically, it's just not going to happen. For Tri-Brigade targets, I'm running the 1 Ancient Warriors Oath Double Dragon Lords. This is just a compulse that sends from the hand or field. Because it sends from the hand, you don't need to sacrifice any board presence. But because it sends from the field as well, if you have the field spell for Appliancers, you can send at, you don't really neg at all. And then because it sends, once it's back to your turn, or if you haven't bounced anything up to the end phase, you can return your barrier statue with this, and then you don't have to play under your barrier statue. This is a really good card. I'm running the 1 Harpy Conductor. This is just for Link fodder, for Tri-Brigades and stuff. Not a huge reason to run this. Next I'm running the 2 Samorg Bird of Sovereignty. This is just for your barrier statue mainly. Probably cut this to 1 fine and it wouldn't really hurt. Then I'm running the 1 Appaloosa. This is for your end board. It's just 2 free negates. It's another reason to run Harpy Conductor is that if you have an extender in hand, you could give this 3 negates instead of the 2. 1 Boral Sword. Because this isn't a traditional Appliancer list, it kind of struggles to OTK. We're not running Laundry Dragon, so we don't have a ton of POW, really. If you want an OTK build, I actually suggest checking out King Scarlet YGO. He does a pretty good go second variant of Appliancers, which I really like. Appliancer's best deck. But in this build, we don't have that KO power, so we're running the Boral Sword because we can more easily spit out bodies to make this than we can OTK with the Appliancer engine in this. And then I'm running the 1 Infinitrack Fortress Megaclops. There's some combos that you can do where you just yup clops people and hope they don't kill you, and that's okay. Like, you can end on this plus something, and that can be enough to win games. I'm not going to act like that isn't. It's just kind of uninspired. For XZs, I'm running the triple Recital Starling. If this card didn't exist, the combo wouldn't be doable either, but because it's a level 1, a rank 1 that's generic, and only takes 2 monsters, you can easily make this in Appliancers and then search out Lyrilusk Tri-Brigade stuff, so that's really, really nice. Not much to say. And then 1 Sylvan Princess Sprite. This is just an... You can try and get a spell. I didn't really have anything to run over this. It's okay. Like, you can make this and it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to really do much for you. If you're making Megaclops, you can make this instead of making the Recital Starling, and you can try and fish for a field spell, which is really good. If you get the field spell with this after you've already done your Appliancer combo, you'll have a ton of comeback ability. So it's like useful, but it's Sylvan Princess Sprite, you know? I think this is probably the best Appliancer variant in the game right now. I don't really see why you'd run anything else. Well, I can see why. I'm not going to sit here and bash other variants after I just said you should check out the OTK variants. I feel like going second in this game is way too hard. It's harder than it should be. Plus, the go first board is actually pretty solid in my opinion. So I don't see a reason why you should go second, only because this deck can go first. If I do my editing right, you should be seeing a combo right about now. But before I transition to that, I just want to also thank you guys for the support I've been getting. It's meant a lot that I've been getting comments and suggestions from everybody. It's been making me want to do more content. I've been really excited to push this out because of that, but I've also been kind of nervous. I won't sell the deck the way I want to. I really want you guys to know what I was thinking when I made this deck, and I want you guys to be able to even try it yourself and see what happens. So hopefully this deck profile has done it. And if not, hopefully this combo tutorial that pops up eventually will. See you guys in that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.